19 hours. That's how much online video people are watching on average in a week. And the demand for video is only growing. If you're a content creator, you know the struggle of picking between quality and quantity to grow your channel, especially if you're on a tight budget. But who says you can't have both? With Storyblocks, you get all the stock content you need to create amazing videos fast. While most stock libraries have expensive pay-per-clip pricing, Storyblocks gives you unlimited downloads for one set price. Download anything from a library of millions of 4K and HD footage clips, After Effects templates, music, sound effects, images, and more. Everything is covered by our industry-leading licensing that lets you share your videos anywhere, anytime. Plans start at just $15 a month. Find all the stock you need and create faster than ever, so you can tell your story your way. Visit storyblocks.com/red circle to learn more.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Pot It Together podcast. I'm Nicole and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Adam and Rebecca.
Oh.
Hello, I got the full name. She full named me.
Sometimes she does that. I don't know. It's when you're feeling a certain way, you call her Rebecca.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling a little feisty today. I don't know why.
Rebecca.
It's usually Becky. It's usually Becky or Bex, but Adam doesn't have any nicknames.
No.
Like I can't call you anything else. Can't call you A.
No.
Or Damn.
Damn. Everyone called me AJ growing up, and my family still does, which is weird because I feel like I've transitioned to the Adam era. You know, I was AJ all throughout high school, college, and then I switched to the Adam era in my professional.
So is it Adam Jr., AJ?
No, Adam.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we shouldn't give out your middle name because then people can Google you.
True. Anyways, all right, guys. So today we are going to talk about how we incorporate plants in our self-care routines, how they help us with mental health. But first, we're going to catch up really quickly because we should have started recording like 30 minutes ago. But anyway, who wants to go first? Who's having a week? Should we talk about this trip? Because this episode is going to be going up while we're out of town, right?
Oh.
Is it?
Is it?
I think so.
Guys, we're seeing each other.
We're together. I think so.
Oh my gosh. Well, we just booked our Airbnb and it took a long time because we are all very indecisive. It's actually been very interesting to see all of our personalities commingle in a moment like this because you really see what you're really like, you know? Nicole, bag of anxiety.
Just fucking worry.
Listen, this is all being directed at me, and I understand. I totally understand.
I did not come here to roast you, I swear. I was going to say things about others, you know?
Yeah. Okay, well, me? Okay, so what were you going to say about me?
Adam, the spend it all guy.
It's all or nothing.
And I like to think that I fit somewhere in the middle because in my mind, I was like, Nicole's fretting was getting to me. But then I had to remind myself and be like, no, this is our year of abundance. This is our year where we're going to make a lot of money. We're going to be fine. And then I was with Adam again. So it's like I personally went through an emotional roller coaster to get to where I am now. And I'm thankful for both. I see the benefits of both of your personalities in this. And I'm happy to be the middleman. I am.
Okay.
But see, excuse me, hand raised.
Yes, Adam, you can talk.
I disagree with your characterization because when we began this phone call and you were like, what's our budget? And the number that you gave was way higher than the number that I was thinking in this head. And I was like, oh, okay, well, sure, let's just do that. But you got me on board with you very quickly. So...
Yeah.
That was a turn of events. I sent over an Airbnb that was pretty much an art gallery, and it was an astronomical price. And Becca was like, well, I think our budget should be like right around here. And I was like, well, that's the art gallery price.
That was like the We're Dreaming house. And I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, see, but then when I get into like the spendy mode, I'm like, spend it all. Like, let's freaking do this. But like in my mind, it was pretty average for what we were already looking at. So I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, based on the prices. Okay, but we're going to California. We're like going to
We're
the
going to
beach.
California.
In the
We're in San
in the
Diego,
winter,
so
like it's demand. It's high.
Yeah, it's not like we're visiting Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like, so we got to be mindful that like, well, sorry for any Tulsa people out there. I'm sure it's beautiful, but not in February, surely. So
Yeah.
it's probably not high dollar beachfront property. So, you know, the prices are probably a little different.
Yeah. But this is our first trip that we're taking together in a different location where none of us reside. And it's going to be so much fun to get together and just to do like nothing but work. You know, like we're going to have fun. But
I guess we need
That sentence.
Can we schedule an expectations meeting just so we're all on the same page?
we've had a lot of meetings this week, guys. We've had a lot.
I'm so excited to go on this trip with my best friend so we can just work.
Work the entire time.
I'm sorry. I was spending 2
what's
hours
funny?
of work a day, if that.
You know what's hilarious is that as I was thinking about this all day yesterday, because we talked about this yesterday and we already have our Airbnb booked, which is pretty quick moving, I would say. But I was making a list of like things we should do out there, like a checklist, and I was like, there's no fucking way we're doing all this. Like, I know us. We're gonna get together and there's gonna be like at least a solid day of us just having a good time, you know? And I'm totally fine with that.
Sitting around, chilling.
Recording some episodes together in the same space.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Who are they?
We're using Adam's like special soundboard. Maybe we can have sound effects. Like
Oh yeah.
We are manifesting some very interesting episodes coming up this season because, I mean, what? Should we record like 3 or 4? Like, I don't know.
Maybe. That'd be fun. We can.
See, the thing is, topics. What the heck are we going to talk about?
I know. That's what
Talk
I'm
about
like.
San Diego.
When you said 3 or 4, I was like, ooh.
Planning on 1.
No.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but
No.
we're excited. I love Southern California so much. So it's going to be
Yeah.
a ton of fun. And Nicole has never been there? Question mark?
I've never been there. Nope.
Wow.
I've only been to Los Angeles, California. That's the only part.
Okay. San Diego is like marginally better. Sorry to anyone in LA. I just like the slow pace of San Diego way more.
Yeah.
LA's getting a ton of flooding right now. When we're recording
Yes,
this,
I saw
it's
that.
January 12th. Is today the 12th?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like over the past week or so, they've gotten hit so bad, which I don't look at LA and think of it as a city that floods. I don't know why. I just feel like they don't have this kind of weather out there, do they?
No, they're always in a drought. So like the fact that they're getting enough water to flood is like kind of crazy. Well,
Yeah.
not with climate change and all of that. It's not
Yeah.
that crazy actually, but yeah.
Right.
Hopefully, too, maybe TBD, we will possibly have something happening in San Diego
Yeah.
publicly. But aside from that, what I was going to say about Los Angeles is I listened to a podcast recently because a friend told me to, but it's from American Scandal. I don't know if you guys ever listened to that podcast.
No.
But it talked about back in like the early times of Los Angeles, how they stole their water because obviously Los Angeles is semi-desert. But they literally like went upstate to this place that had this giant lake and this spring water, and they started buying all these properties that had water rights because they were on the water. They started just paying people astronomical prices for their houses, and people are moving away. And then they started digging and draining that lake and sending it down to Los Angeles. I was like,
my gosh.
It was a very cool podcast. American Scandal. Like, it was very interesting, but classic.
Wow. Water has always been a contentious issue for California. Very interesting. You know, a part of like California is one of those states where it's like they have everything. It's an amazing state. Like living there would be amazing. It's so expensive, so I never could. But they've got mountains, they've got lakes, they've got ocean, they've got desert. It's like everything. It's very long,
perfect
so
weather.
that makes sense. Perfect weather. You can go see snow. But I really want to see the redwoods. I want that to be my next like big trip in the US. I really want to see the redwoods.
Is that more north?
Yeah.
It's like super northern California. Almost like PNW.
I've never been to the Pacific Northwest. I've never been up that way. It's like the only part of the states that I've never been to.
Oh, it's so pretty, beautiful. So
I know.
beautiful.
And I love the mountains from a distance.
Yeah.
I love the mountains.
I
From
feel
a
like
distance.
I'm torn on whether or not you would like it because it's very wet and dark. But when it's sunny, it's like a fairy tale. It literally...
See, I like wet and dark.
Oh,
I
then
love
you
when it
love it.
rains, and I hate the sun. It's a perfect place for me.
Yeah.
Then what are you doing? Go.
I couldn't. I
don't know.
I couldn't live
I
in
don't
wet
know.
and dark, but I like visiting wet and dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun for a short period of time. Yeah. I love visiting Portland a lot. Portland's like one of my favorite places in the US to visit.
I hear it's
And-
beautiful.
Oh, it's just the best. And Powell, the bookstore there, Powell's Books, is like the greatest bookstore in the country, in my opinion. It has everything. It's just the greatest. I'm such a
That's our
fangirl.
next trip.
I'd go. Yeah.
PNW.
We have a lot
Seattle.
of people up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah. And it's pretty easy to get from, like, because I did a trip for Portland and Seattle. I did that in a single trip, and I just took a bus, and it was nice.
Nice.
I don't know if Nicole would be down for a bus.
Oh, I'm down for a bus.
Is Adam down for a bus? How
Oh yeah.
How do you both feel?
See, when I went to the Pacific Northwest, it was on a trip with the Roadrunners for my work, which is the senior citizen travel group, and we were on a bus. We flew into Seattle and then drove in a bus the whole week and ended up in San Francisco.
Oh, perfect.
So cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
San
And we- so
Francisco, Portland, Seattle is like,
Yeah. It was gorgeous too. It was a little terrifying on the bus because when you're driving down Highway 1 or 101, I can't remember. I'm guessing it's one of those. You're like on a cliff and then the ocean is like right there. And the road, there's
Never
not
mind.
there's not much space. So like I was leaning over towards like the middle of the road hoping that was going to save the bus. And then I was sitting there thinking like, is the bus driver tired? Should I go talk to him to make sure he's just fully awake and there's no situation that's going to happen?
Wake up.
oh my gosh.
Well, that's terrifying.
Adam, that reminds me, my grandparents just went on a trip like that down to Branson.
Oh
They're
yeah,
in
we went to
Iowa.
Branson all the time.
Yeah, it made me think of you because they're like, oh yeah,
Oh
we
my
just got on a
gosh.
bus and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, my friend used to be a guide for those. Like, that's such
Yeah.
a fun job. I'm just imagining like a bus full of like my grandparents and their friends. Like, that would be so much fun.
I know it really is. Like people are like, oh, old people, but I'm like, no, I love that is my crew. Plus, like the
Yeah.
only grandparent I have alive is one of the worst people in the world. So like I don't like them, and I don't know any of my other grandparents. So it was like I
Yeah.
adopted all of these grandparents, and they were
Aw.
the best.
Yeah, I feel like the type of grandparents who would go on a trip like that are like well-adjusted, fun people. Like they're not going to be, I mean, of course, there's probably the one, there's going to be always somebody, but they're probably going to be people who are like just like fun to be with in general.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully we have something planned and we're seeing some of you this week while we're out there or next week. I really don't know when this is going up. I think that it's going up at the time we're out there though.
Yeah, check out our Instagram because we'll post about it on Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. But more to come on that for sure. But let's talk about our weeks really quickly. Becca, do you have an update?
I got back out to the greenhouse. Bitches, I'm back. I'm back.
She back. She in it.
So we had 3 days of like 50 degrees and sunny weather. And it felt like summer. Like, really. It was amazing.
It did.
So I went out there and I just sort of like assessed where things were because we didn't do anything out there for like 2 months. Yeah, pretty bad. But I feel like I'm back. I feel like I've made enough progress to where I feel good about it. And I will be ready for seed starting. I know with assurance that I can say that. I know for a fact. I will be prepared because that's like March, you know?
Yeah.
I know for a fact. Like the amount of work we have to do is like could do in a weekend. So we just need to like dedicate a weekend. But yeah, so I started building the benches out, which I'm so excited about. That makes it feel more real.
Yay.
So yeah, I'm working on the interior now and I need to rent a special tool to cut the brick to finish the path, which is, yeah, hopefully I'm just going to bring a brick to the place where I rent tools and be like, hi, I need to cut these in half. What do you suggest? What should I rent?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to need some sort of like heavy duty wet saw.
Yeah.
Because I tried it with my tools, even with like a masonry blade. It was not it. So, but I was researching online and lots of people cut bricks with their circular saw with the right blade. I just think that these ones, they're like antique. You know what I mean? They're not modern made. They're very, very heavy and thick. So I just think that they're a little bit harder to get through just with the material that they're made out of. But I love those bricks so much. They were worth every bit of misogyny I had to dodge, and I just love them. So I'm excited to have that finished up. But yeah, I think that now that I'm only working on the interior of the greenhouse, I can work on it so much more because it actually warms up a lot in there in the sun. Like I got hot in there working the last few days because it was so like warm in there, which was just like good news all around. So yeah, that's the update there. I'm really glad that I did that because it made me remember that it's actually a workout to do that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, it is.
I've been pretty idle the last couple of months and like trying to hold up the drill. I'm like, damn. I'm so weak now. Yeah, I was like, the drill kept popping off of the screw because I wasn't pushing hard enough, and I'm like, how do I push harder when it's like above my head? I'm like, this is hard. So there's like a certain amount of strength that I got to build back up, but like it feels good. It's like fun. It's like a workout, but you don't feel like you're working out. But now I realize that I was, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's basically been my week, and yeah, today it's cold, so I'm just doing computer work. I'm finishing up my greenhouse part 4 video. So if you're listening to this, that is already up. You can go watch and see what I've been doing the last couple of months. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll have part 5, which is the final, out and ready.
Outdone. Sweet.
I love this journey because I feel like our last greenhouse update, you were just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yep.
And I feel the joy back in this. So like that makes my heart happy. Like how did you overcome that hurdle? Did you kind of like, yeah, what was that? Sorry for it to be sounding like an interview, but
it's that warm weather,
How did
right?
you overcome that hurdle? Basically I watched the video that I had been editing of this section of the greenhouse build. And I was like, man, I was so excited. Like, and I even like went back even further and went to when there was nothing. It was just the foundation. And I like kind of rewatched those videos too. And it just reminded me like we've come so far.
yes,
That it would be silly to just ditch it at this point. Like it really would be so silly because we're in like the last 400 meters of the marathon right now.
Really are.
And it's like, it's as if I just decided not to finish the marathon if I stopped now. So yeah, I just kind of rewatched old videos and it just reminded me that I am capable. This will be fine. And it just, we've done so much. I have literally hours of footage of struggling,
I can imagine.
Yeah. So I don't want all that to go to waste at all. So that's kind of what motivated me to get back.
I really like that. I love that. Also, I get that feeling too. Like, Steve and I have a cruise that we went on last April. So what, like 9 months ago?
Yeah.
And you just posted a video.
I have not edited that cruise, but I was editing the pre-cruise video, which was our visit to a tiki bar in Disney, which is our favorite place to go, Trader Sam's. And
Yeah.
I haven't been editing that video for a good like 4 months, where I would do a chunk of it and then I would hate it. And then I'd stop it for a while. Then I would pick it up again and I would still do a little bit more, but hate it. And again, this is me, and you guys both know this, and that's why I love talking with you about this. But it was me being my worst enemy. Like, I was just like, this is shit, because I changed some camera settings and I changed some audio settings. And to me, I was like, this is just all crap. Like, it's just, I need to just delete everything. And then it just takes like, I think it takes a little bit of time away, and then like revisiting it to be like, wait a minute, this isn't that bad. And even if it is shit, like, I still want to finish it, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that makes
And
me
you've
happy.
never put out a shit piece of work. Like, even
Never.
your what you consider your shittiest video is not
Is our
near
best
shit.
video.
Yeah.
Not true.
She said it. I didn't. She said it.
The macrame video.
It's lost
I
in the
finally
abyss.
deleted all that footage, so there's literally no chance that it will ever happen. So
I
It's
actually
just the
downloaded it and
lost.
saved it into a folder on my hard drive.
And you know what? I could have gotten it from you. This trip, but you know what? It's done.
No, yeah, that's never happening.
Ship has sailed.
That ship has
Vibes.
definitely sailed.
That ship got hijacked by
I'm
pirates.
stoked for your greenhouse. And when you like posted your Be
too.
Real, because I just got on Be Real, which I
Oh.
kind of
Yay.
love.
Yeah.
Although every day I'm like, I'm doing the same thing every day when this fucking notification comes. So like, I like
No,
get up
I
and
know.
like pretend to do something because I'm like, oh, I need to change my shirt because I've been wearing the same one for the past 3 days.
But that's what Be Real is. Okay, but Be Real has made me realize a lot of people lounge a lot more than I thought. Which makes me feel better because I lounge a lot, but I also work
Yeah.
hard, and so do you. But like,
yeah.
if I'm sitting on the couch, I'm like, all right, well, I'm laying in bed. I'm sitting on the couch, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be Real, Adam.
Be Real.
What do you think of it as a platform, though?
I kind of love it. I got to be honest. Like, I find
Yeah.
myself checking it because I don't have that many friends on there. I think I only have 13.
Yeah.
But when I get that notification, I find myself checking it pretty thoroughly to like throughout the day to see like if other people post it, you know, to be like,
Yeah.
oh, what's this person doing?
Yeah.
It's a cute concept. But TikTok started doing it with the Now, you know?
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
I've
So is
never
it-
done that. What is that?
Is it the same thing?
It's the same thing as Be Real.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
It makes me anxious because I was like, well, I don't want to post a TikTok. Like, do you post like a story to see those? I see the notification. It's like, to view this, you post now. And I'm like, I don't know what this means.
It's the same as Be Real.
Yeah.
It's literally your view and you. Yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
So I didn't know if Be Real was more like a social media platform, like had other things than like the taking the photos.
No, it's
But I think it's a
soups
cute
basic.
concept.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had to ask Logan, Plant Talk with Logan, our friend of the pod. Hi, Logan.
Hey, Logan.
I was like, okay, so I feel like a grandpa because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And do I control if it takes from the front camera or the back camera? And is there a delay? Like, I needed to know all this information. And he was like, yeah, there's a slight delay. And sometimes I have to retry it a couple times to
'Cause
look
it's
good.
blurry.
And I was like, okay, I get it now.
It also, you have the option to retake the photo, which I'm like, uh-oh, this is toxic for me. But then I noticed that I don't know if it will be public about how many retakes you did, but one time I did a retake and it said 1 retake. I was like, oh no, don't tell anybody.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
but I'm like curious because like, what if someone had like 7 retakes? I'm like, oh,
We can be
Someone's
friends.
not being real.
They hate themselves as much as I hate myself. No,
yeah.
just
But I
kidding.
just I have a lot of people actually from high school on Be Real. I haven't made it public. I don't really want to because it's just like, you know, my chins and me laying
Yeah.
in bed half the time. I'm like, I don't think that the plant world needs to see this. This is not something I'm going to share. But It's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Good times.
What about you, Adam?
Yeah, my week's been pretty like whatever. Prince Harry released his memoir today, and whether you like that or don't like that, I don't care because this is me, and I'm gonna. And I've been listening to that British man speak in my ear since that book came out, and I'm not mad about it.
Listen, we all know you have a crush on Harry, okay? So how is this book?
You know, it's good. I've had people slide into my DMs from posting on Instagram that I was listening to it and say things like, oh, I wish it would just stop, like get over it already. But
No.
on the other hand, I'm like, you know, if somebody was telling my story, regardless of who I am, if someone was telling my story and it was a lie, I would rather have the chance to tell it myself. And that's what he's doing. It's not like this book is about the last 4 years of what happened. This book is about his life. Like
This is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
from
memoir.
the beginning. Yeah. So it's like he can tell it if he wants to. And of course, comes along with that comes press, and they're focusing on the more recent events. So everyone's just like, oh, this is like you're beating a dead horse or whatever. But I'm like, you know, no. Tell your
Yeah.
story.
I don't think so. I think
There's-
he's bringing light to a lot of what's going on over there. And I think people are just a little upset about that. And yeah.
It's very cryptic. Like, I feel like the English monarchy is very cryptic, and they're very careful about their messaging. And I mean, which I guess what do you expect? I guess. So they're not, I don't know. Anyway, so there's just like this level of expectation, and it's just interesting to see like there was this excerpt that was shared that like he's never hugged his grandmother before.
Yeah.
Which is just like, you know, she's the queen, obviously, or she was the queen, but that's your grandma at the end of the day. It's just like,
Yeah.
I
but
can't imagine growing up in that.
yeah. And like on
No.
the scale of like monarch drama, especially in the English crown, like this is not even the biggest thing to have ever happened. It's like not even close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you look at the
Well,
scale of this
yeah. monarchy,
it's like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
to the
It's a
scandal.
blip.
And I feel like the monarchy only has their power. Well, I won't say only, but that's why they're so mum about everything. It feels like, because if the people don't give them power, then they don't have power. They're not they don't control anything politically. Like they're literally just a figurehead and a tourism income for England.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, the press out there is wild. I mean, you think like Hollywood's bad. It's wild out there. But I watched the 6-part episode of Harry and Meghan, which I was just like completely taken aback by that whole thing. Like I didn't know half of it. And I thought that was beautifully told too. Like I loved how they filmed that documentary. So I'm excited. I'm excited about his memoir because I was gonna start it before I finished Demi Moore's memoir, which I'm currently reading now. But I'm excited to start it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to finish that before I start it.
Yeah, it's been good so far. It's been interesting, and also to know like he knew he wasn't the smartest person in the world, and was like, whatever, I'm not going to university. And then he decided to join the military and like worked his ass off to like be where he was. And then when he stepped back from being a royal, they took away his titles, which is just BS. Because it's not
Yeah.
like he was, you know, just given titles to be like, oh, he didn't do the work. Like he did the work. He went to war. Like, and then
Yeah.
for them to be like, oh, too bad, but whatever. I'm
Yeah.
He's such a good man.
It's always-
He's such a good man.
I feel like it's always I don't know the word, but I'm talking about like the generational like trauma breakers. The people that break the generational trauma are the ones that like,
Yeah.
it's going to suck for him. And he's probably like never going to be okay like with his family, but at least he did what was right for him. And maybe the future will be a little better for others down the line.
Yeah.
And his kids specifically, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
It's interesting. I mean, he was going to be different no matter what. I mean, especially with his marriage with Meghan, like she's American, number one. Like that's probably like a huge thing. And she's half black. So, well, she's black. So those are like two brand new things adding into the pot, plus like this whole history of questionable racism and all of this stuff. Like, just the fact that she's not British was a big shakeup, you know, on top of everything else.
Do you remember that one lady, Megan, was like attending an actual royal event because I think they had been married, and one of like the other family members of the royal wore like a brooch that was like a very like it was anchored in racism. Yeah. I was like, ugh. But anyway, but I'm saying a thought I was just having was that Harry really is going in on Camilla with this memoir so far. Like,
is he really
going in? Like, it's not like he's being so like she's a monster, but basically like saying she was dangerous from the beginning because all she cared about was making people think that she was a good person, because really after Princess Diana was tragically killed, like all this stuff came out, like they realized that she was always in the middle of everything. And Harry and all this, he just says that like he was sacrificed upon her personal PR altar because she's like, yeah, it's just like, it's a dirty game between those royals. Like they're just, anyway, I'm all for the chisme, the gossip, the drama.
Yeah.
Camilla. Oh, the queen consort. Wow.
The other woman.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I have seen a lot of discourse, though, talking about the misogyny surrounding, like, talking shit on Camilla, though, too. I mean, it's just such a nuanced thing. There's so much nuance. I mean, she's probably a terrible person as well. But does she get shit on even more being a woman? I don't know. Because Charles...
that's very true.
Charles is literally the person who was the... catalyst for Camilla even having any of that ability. So it's like, do people hate Charles more or Camilla more? They definitely hate Camilla more.
Oh yeah.
The whole thing is awful because also like I think that he wanted to marry Camilla from the beginning, and everyone at the palace was like she was divorced. Like, no, you can't do this. Like, so he was put into a position where he didn't do what he wanted to do. Like, that's all just no, thank you.
Yeah, it's they were both screwed from the beginning.
They were.
Sucks. It really sucks. But I've heard that he has pretty progressive like thoughts on like environment and stuff like that. So I mean, maybe he's not like horrible.
Charles?
Yeah. Like he's like pretty progressive, at least in that form. I don't know. I literally do not even pay attention. I've just heard these things like sprinkled into my brain from TikTok usually. So I'm not even going to say like, I've studied the royals and I think this. Like, please tell me to shut the fuck up. I don't know.
Yeah, I know nothing either. So
that's another thing that always kind of blew my mind is to how much America is invested in the royals. You know, like why do we care? Why?
Yeah. I mean, other countries are very invested in our presidential campaigns and everything.
Oh,
I mean, it affects the whole world. This stuff really does affect the whole world.
True.
But theirs is more entertaining. It's not necessarily affecting us. It's just entertaining.
There's this like classy Kardashians. Like, I feel like that's why I'm into it. Yeah. It's like they're kind of just this family, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. I had a dream about the Kardashians last night. That just reminds me.
Oh, that's funny.
It was about Chris mostly, but like Chris like invited me to her house and I was like, I feel like I've been here before. And they had like 5 stoves. I don't know why that particular memory is coming through, but they had so many stoves. I remember she was putting out paper plates for the family to eat on, and they were making like traditional foods from like Armenia. It was really interesting. Plates. They're eating on paper plates. Yeah, and they were having Armenian food. Chris cooked. It was kind of a weird and intimate dream. Like, I have intimate dreams about celebrities. Like, that's such a weird thing to dream about. Not that I like went to the red carpet with them. No, I had a traditional Armenian meal cooked by Chris on a paper plate.
Where you were invited for dinner.
Did you say this on Instagram, or was it just like us personally about your Joe and Sophie intimate dream?
Oh my
was on a
God.
close friends list. I don't
It was on my
remember.
close friends list. No, it's fine though. Yeah, I also had a very intimate dream about Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner. Like I was invited
I
to
remember
their
that.
family dinner, and like I met their kids who they've never shown. Like, why am I? Ew, it's like a pattern. It's the meal thing with intimate meals. Celebrities.
Becca likes food and celebrities.
Why? Ew. What does this mean? I'm sure we have a therapist out there. What does it mean? Help me. That's 2 times.
Dreamweaver, I believe we can make it through.
Someone
Months
overanalyzed
apart.
Becca's dreams.
Months apart occurrences.
So does anything
Similar.
negative ever happen, or is it just you're just there, part of the fam, like eating?
I'm just
Eating.
I'm just in it with them.
okay.
It's not
cool.
Is it
usually
good
negative.
food?
I don't remember if the food's good or not.
Like your
I
teeth
don't know if
don't
I
start
ever-
falling out or any of that stuff.
No, it's just like a dinner. Like I'm just a part of the family at a family dinner, paper plates and all.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and like the platter was even like a huge paper plate. I'm like, this is so weird. The Kardashians eat on paper plates, just like us.
It's like bowing as they're serving it.
It's like soggy underneath. Tablecloth is
God.
ruined.
Oh, that's funny. Were you finished, Adam?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm finished.
Okay, so my week, listen, I am full of no news all through the winter months. Like I don't do anything interesting. I'm reading Demi Moore's memoir, which is very interesting. I didn't know she went through a lot of the stuff that she did go through, which is kind of wild.
Does she
So
read
highly
it?
recommend.
Oh, wait, are you listening
She-
to it?
Yeah, she reads it. I'm listening to it. Yeah.
Love
I
it.
love that.
And I love her. I just love her so much. Like I've probably seen every movie she was in. Probably. So I'm doing that. I just got done finishing like my desk area. So I hung a pegboard up over my desk. I went to IKEA a couple days ago. It's so overwhelming in that store now. Like it was so packed. And like you can't pick your own stuff anymore. I don't know if that's the case at your IKEAs, but ever since COVID, like you can't go pick your own stuff. You need to like
That's not the case in Arizona, but
Then
we
not
didn't
in
have
Missouri.
any
Okay.
Not in
restrictions.
Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they just revamped their systems because at first it was like, oh, we don't want you going and picking stuff because of COVID. But I feel like I don't know. It's very weird. You got to go up to a computer and
Like in the warehouse area?
yeah.
Like the
See,
last
but they'll
floor.
let you walk around the showroom and touch everything, but they won't let you go to the warehouse and pick up your shit. Like,
Right. Like lay in the beds. Just me? Like, because that's what I do. I just test out all the couches. I test out all the chairs.
yeah.
I'm like, I could see myself living in this room. Yes, I can. It's like the
That's-
best part of IKEA, you know?
That surprises me about you. Again, Nicole, you're full of surprises. The dichotomy that is
Yeah.
your life. You're just
Yes.
like, I
Yep.
ain't touching that shit because everyone else is touching it. And you're like, I'm laying in all
And then
of
you're
the beds
laying
in
in the
IKEA.
display bed.
Yeah.
I kick my feet up. Yep. Turn the TV on, the cardboard TV. Anyway, so I got a shelf. I hung up a shelf. I hung up a pegboard. It's very cozy. It's very cute. I love my new space. I'm low-key shocked, but then again, not surprised that I already got all this done 2 weeks into the year because I'm still kind of in shock that all my plants are downstairs. And every time I go upstairs to the kitchen, it's like, ooh, that wall's bare, you know?
Yeah.
It looks different. But I like it a lot. I filmed a video before we got on to record, like to do the podcast. I'm just recording whenever I want, and it's a great feeling. I love it. So that's pretty much what I've been doing this week, and that's going to be my update next week too. So if I don't have anything to talk about, that's why. Because I don't do anything during the winter months. I have one wedding this Saturday, and then I don't have any weddings until April 1st, which is
Dang.
crazy.
April Fools.
April Fools.
Okay.
Who gets married on April Fool's Day
Yeah.
too? Like
Ooh, is it a Saturday?
it is, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It was
that means
probably
my-
like,
My birthday's on a Friday this year.
yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. So what are we doing? What are we doing for your birthday? We got to make plans.
I think I want to go on a trip this year. I'm going to coerce
Yeah.
Daniel into going on a trip. I'm going to be like, we're going.
Nice.
I booked it. Let's go.
Well, maybe don't
Pack
book
your
it,
bags.
or just like run it by us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do a double check.
We'll proofread your itinerary.
Oh, yeah. My shoes are booking. I'll call Nicole. Hey, Nicole, I want to go on a trip these dates. Can you book the tickets? Here's my card number.
Yep.
I do work. I do
gotcha.
work with a travel agent. She can just get you. She can get you booked at an all-inclusive. Boom.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
I've
what you
never-
need. You need to be on a beach somewhere, kick your feet up, and just do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you guys think the best location is for an all-inclusive? Not in Mexico.
Oh, Jamaica.
Jamaica. I'm going on a girls' trip to Jamaica.
Oh yeah.
So this would be separate. I don't know.
Aruba.
Oh.
Aruba has some amazing
Aruba.
all-inclusives.
Yes.
My mom's going to
That's
Aruba in May. I'm jealous.
Do they have a place that they always go to there?
Yeah, they usually stay at the Tamarin or the DV.
Okay.
And it's nice because they're separate hotels, but they're connected on the all-inclusive package. So you can go from one hotel to the other for food and drinks because they're like next to each other. So you can like, you share hotels pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's why it's nice.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. Tamarin.
The
Aruba.
Tamarin. I think that's.
Aruba,
I'm pretty sure they're
Jamaica.
both still around. I just told you those, and now watch them like not even be
No, it's still
around.
there. It's still there.
Okay, good.
13.
Yeah, I've been to Aruba a couple times.
Oh, 13,000 photos.
I'm just waiting to see if this is going to make it into the podcast.
Are you singing Beach Boys?
I am.
Aruba, Jamaica. I'm gonna keep it in.
So, not to sheepdog the conversation back to the shelves, Nicole, but did you get grow lights for those plants on the top? Because that's very concerning me.
I didn't.
I was
No.
worried about that too.
Okay.
It's pretty dark up there too.
It is.
Like,
So, are you planning to?
yeah. So I think I'm gonna order another set, which I think it'll work out well because, well, you know, like the shelves, they're 8 shelves, and we only
Yeah.
have 6 grow lights. So I think I'm gonna order another set because then I can put 2 up top, and then I can also put some on the bottom, like for that very bottom shelf.
Those grow lights that we have, I ordered because I was kind of tired of the look of 2 of them. Instead of having the 2 on each shelf, which I didn't mind, but I found 3-foot ones that are exactly the length of that shelf by Barina. And so I replaced all my double ones with just one 3-foot one. And it was like perfection. And they're a little warmer too. It like gives a little warmer vibe. But I was going to say you could look into those 3-foot ones if you wanted to like have one on the ceiling kind of like pointed towards those plants, you know?
Can you send me the link?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
But then
Because the good thing.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say in my prop setup, I had 2 of them. I had the 2 that we have, like the 2-foot ones on a shelf with the prop boxes. And I was noticing a lot of my new growth was coming out chlorotic. Like it was coming out very pale. And then I decided to just test it with my light meter. And yeah, those are some bright ass lights. Even so, then I just moved it down to 1 and it was still like well over 1,000 foot candles, which I feel like the range for indoor plants for like foot candles is like 750 to 1,000. And it was like too far over 1,000 that it didn't even read it correctly on the light meter because it didn't have the digits, you know?
Okay.
And it was wild. But yeah.
They're bright. They're
They are
bright.
bright. That's why our Hoyas love
Yeah,
it.
I know they do. I just cut up my gray ghost in my video that I did. Yeah, because in the 2 years, okay, so it's been 2 years since we've seen each other, right? In March, it'll be 2 years, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
June. I thought it was June.
Yeah, it was summer because it was tick season.
Oh, right. It was May.
Pake ticks.
Pig ticks. It sounded like we said tits.
That too.
Did you turn your
Pink
microphone
tits.
back on, Becca?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Good call. Okay, so since I gave you the cutting of my gray ghost, Adam, not one new leaf has grown out of that fucking thing. And it's not dead. It has roots. It's the mites. I know.
I don't have the cutting. I don't have the cutting anymore. It didn't make it.
Oh.
I was going to say, I'll just get a cutting from Adam then. But then, great.
Yeah. Well, so what I did was I literally cut the whole plant up. So I have like 4 or 5 cuttings.
Well, if
it
you want to
wasn't that
bring
big of a
one
plant.
on our trip, I can try again.
Yeah,
But
I
no,
will.
I'll pay you.
No, you will not.
I'll pay you.
I'll bring you both of you guys a cutting if it makes it. It's not this thing I'm gatekeeping. I will share my gray ghost with both of you gladly.
That's like
To be honest,
the Hoya that I want to get more into Hoyas this year. So I'm like, I want the gray Hoyas though. But of course, those are like extremely expensive, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got some. I'll cut for you. Yeah, we need to get together and like you guys need to tell me like send me photos from my Instagram and be like, I want this, and I
Okay.
will start making propagations.
Okay, I'm going to start using Notion this year. And so I'm going to make like a catalog of all the plants that I have.
We got
And-
the notion.
Always
Adam,
a song.
I'm gonna take all of your singing clips and just
Sorry.
put it to the end of the podcast.
Is this
Always
an
a song.
ADHD thing?
It has to be. Also,
Is that
just
why
like,
someone said that you and I give ADHD vibes? Because we just sometimes randomly like break out in song when we hear a word.
Did someone
Yes.
say that?
yeah. Someone with ADHD. I wasn't offended. Hey, we're not
I'm not
offended,
offended
Nicole.
either.
You
No.
look immediately
Yeah.
defensive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Who am I beating up? I'm like,
Okay.
no. We've
Okay.
actually gotten a lot of DMs, and Adam and I are giving very strong ADHD, which I am
Interesting.
booked this year to be evaluated. So
Yeah.
we'll find out. We're gonna find out. But
We gonna learn today.
yeah, I'm gonna make like an inventory of all my plants, and like just so I know. And then yeah, that'd be easy to share with you guys. Just be like, what do you want? I don't think any of my plants are like super desirable for you guys. I think you have everything that I have.
I mean, same.
But
Well, this could be the start of our topic. Plants and how, therapy and like how they make us feel, since we're 48 minutes into.
yikes. We'll talk about it for 12 minutes.
So Becca, you said you're going to use Notion.
Yeah. Okay. So
What is that?
it's this it's like, okay, it's like Trello, but like way more features. Like,
Oh,
I really need everything to be in one place. Like, this is the year of my life where I'm getting organized. I need systems for my life. So, in my craft room, I'm figuring all of that stuff out. And so, like, work-wise and personal life-wise, I need just one place where I can have a calendar, I can have lists, I can have goals, I can have notes. Because right now, I have like 4 different apps that are doing all of this.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm going to try Notion. I've heard a lot of great things. And
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm going to
That-
do it.
Is 100% self-care, because that feeling of like dropping the ball on things is
The worst.
one of the worst feelings. I mean, obviously I'm being hyperbolic here, but it's pretty awful to like constantly feel like you're dropping the ball on something.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm in the same boat a little bit this year. I'm like 2023, I'm going to get organized. Like I
Yeah.
need it to work for me, and it's not me just like catching up. I'm tired of being surprised by shit. Like I need to just tackle it.
Yeah.
Yes. At the end of last year, I started using my Apple Calendar per Nicole's suggestion. She's like, why don't you use your calendar? I'm like, bitch, what? Oh yeah, that's there. And like you can like tell it what time you need to be there, so it'll tell you when to leave. And I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
is like the greatest thing that I've ever done for myself. Truly. That was my like step into life organization. And I just feel like I can do a lot for my plant collection. I can have my entire plant inventory in there. I can like log when I last fertilized, set reminders for myself, and it's all in one place. So I'm super excited. Notion is sponsoring my channel this month, so if you want to try Notion for free.
Oh, they are?
Ooh.
Yes. And it's the
Okay.
it's
Oh,
the
that's
kick that
awesome.
I needed because I've been wanting to do it for so long, and I was like, oh, the kick. I just punched the air for and so did they to mimic me. Anyway, I have a video on my channel. I don't know if this is going up in February, then it's already up, but you can see how I organized it. But I'm just so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that is something to be excited about.
Yeah.
I love a good organizational tool. You know, it's just, there's things that are better, but that's up there on the list.
Honestly, Nicole,
Yeah.
I think you would see Notion and all the possibilities and like have an O. Like, I'm not even kidding.
That's why I asked. I might.
Yeah.
I might.
Because you can use it like for your photography clients. Like, I don't know if you... What? Did I say something? I guess I said she's going to have an O. That's a little inappropriate.
No, it's not. It's not for you and I, but like Nicole, with Nicole being like, I might. That's like the first time she's ever kind of really acknowledged inappropriateness, and that's why I'm laughing.
And that may or may not make it into the episode, but I'm going to check it out and I'm going to see how I feel about it. That's why I asked, because I have my stuff on all different apps too. Like, I use my calendar a lot. Me and Jay share a calendar. Without that, I don't know where I would be in life because our schedules are so all over the place. And especially like with the kids, it's wild. But I'm having a hard time like combining my work for the photography with like my clean leaves, like scheduling videos, and I really want to stay on top of things this year. So I'm gonna go check it out and use your code for a free month.
Boom.
Yeah, so that is a great little tool to use for mental health, just staying organized.
Yeah.
Adam, what are some things that you do with your plants, like to stay in good spirits and stuff? Like yesterday we were on a business call, quote unquote. We had a meeting to plan this trip, and you were kind of walking around watering your plants. Like just walking around, like with looking at your plants, watering them. It's like, I feel like you take that time each day to do that. Like that's what that was giving me, those vibes.
It is like, since I'm lucky enough to work from home, I randomly take breaks throughout the day, which I don't feel guilty about because I usually work through my lunches and all that stuff. But I'll get up from my desk, which, you know, we should as humans step away from our desks, and I'll just walk around and I'll like look at some plants. If somebody needs immediate attention, I give it to them. But it really gives me that time with like my plant collection. But yesterday was more of like I'm leaving this weekend for a ski trip, so I need to water everything. So I'm like feeling this care for plants isn't self-care because I'm stressed as fuck. And then that's when I'm like, I have too many plants, but I don't want to, like, I don't really have plants that I want to get rid of because I love all the ones that I have. I've gotten the ones that I want to get rid of out.
Right.
But I'm still like, there's too many. But another thing that I recently got a macro lens for my camera.
Like a real one.
Yeah. And I've been taking photos of my blooms and stuff. And
Wait, and stuff?
Sploosh.
Wait, hold on. Is that what your macrame Monday from this past Monday? Did you use that lens?
How dare you bring up macrame? You know how that's a sore subject.
Not macrame, macro.
Yeah.
You know we don't discuss macrame on this page.
We don't talk about it. We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah, I would say like any bloom photos that I've posted in the past week have been from that actual lens. Now, I don't think that, as I was researching what lens to get, there was a lot of people like, oh, that's not a true macro lens. Like there's some sort of like ratio that makes it a true macro. This lens may not be a true macro. It's an 85 millimeter prime, but the quality of those photos, like I could zoom all the way in and I'm like seeing detail.
Yeah.
Which, so I love it. And that's been like really invigorating because you sometimes like you can see plants, but until you see those like really minute details, like not until, but when you see those really minute details, you're like, holy shit, you have so much more appreciation for like You know, a
Yeah.
tiny little Hoya flower has so many parts that are included in that you don't really
I
see until you
know.
like really get in there and you're like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, I love those photos that you post because it is really cool.
But hopefully, maybe someday, we're going to manifest this for 2023, but I'm wanting to do like a Hoya bloom calendar. Nothing big, but just like a cute little desk
Ooh.
calendar of like Hoya blooms.
For 2023
Oh
or
my-
2024?
For 2024, but I need to take the photos now and stuff and get it situated. But
That is such a cute idea.
I've also wanted to do like a Hoya bloom coffee table book. You know, like a photography book.
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah, no one steal that idea,
Yeah.
but I don't even know where to start with the whole book thing. But I feel like I could figure out a calendar and getting that like organized.
You could definitely self-publish a book because the printer that prints my books, it's a big printer, but they have like a whole section of their website that's like you just submit files and they print it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know how that would all work copyright wise because you'd want to copyright it. Adam, copyright it, please.
Yeah.
Copyrighted.
But I mean, I'm not
Very cool.
I'm not the best photographer in the world, but it does.
Hey,
I do quite enjoy it. So,
you're a great photographer.
You're a great photographer.
Well, I know, but then when you start saying like, "Oh, I want to put a book out there like that," but whatever, it's my own thing, and I enjoy it. So
I mean, if people
No,
buy
I
it,
think that's I think that's great. And I mean, not to say that you do macro photos of them, but the photos that you post on Macro Mondays, like they're so good. They're so good. They're crisp. You get all the details in there. I think a calendar would be so freaking cute.
yeah,
It's a great idea. And a coffee table book.
yeah. So yeah, that would be fun. But again, like that lens has really let me like appreciate my plants even more. Like I don't know. We just have a
Yeah.
moment together. We have a little photo shoot, you know. Turn the wind machine on, get the lights set up.
ooh,
Yeah. Love that. Love it.
Fabio.
So what about you, Becca? The whole like plant therapy thing, when I think of it in like all three of our spaces, yours stands out the most to me because I've never been so like engulfed in a plant room aside from when I was visiting your house. Like that, your space is just a freaking dream.
Well, thank
And
you.
I love it so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you find yourself still like going in there for clarity and just sitting there and just looking at your plants? Like, do you still get that high, even though you did it 2 years ago now?
Yeah, no, I totally do. And I am thinking about how I could revamp it even and like make it change a little bit and shift things around. But like I spend a lot of time in there. Like I film all my videos in there. I spend my mornings. Sometimes I eat breakfast in there. It's just my dogs love being in there. They're in there like 90% of the time, actually. It's just such a sweet place to be. And like it gets messy really fast. So it's not always super like stress-free to be in that room. But when it's clean, it is such a serene place. And I feel like everybody should create a little plant oasis in their homes, whatever that may be. And like, you know, I felt the need to make it look really pretty because I film in it and I wanted it to look pretty. But like, even if I wasn't filming in it, I would want it to look nice because it's just calming. And when you give each plant an opportunity to shine, that is so special. And it just can be this, it feels like a botanical garden in my home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how high the ceilings are. And it's typically warmer in there too because it's a sunroom.
Yeah.
So it's just a cozy space.
It is cozy. I wish that like every house I ever live in would have that type of space, but I feel like it's for it to look like that, the super high ceilings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard to find again.
It is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I remember when you guys were looking for a house and you sent us the pictures. of the house, and you were like, look at this space. And we were like, sold.
Yeah.
You need to get that house.
Buy the house just for the sunroom. Yeah. That was a big factor for me in choosing a home, was like, are my plants going to be happy there? Because, well, that goes into like mental health too. Like our plants are like a huge part of our lives, and like I don't want to be stressed about them all the time. That's not fun. That doesn't make a very fun, conducive environment for them to like, for them and me to live harmoniously. So, I mean, it definitely informed like places I've rented in the past and the home that I purchased, which might sound extreme to some people, but like it's a huge part of my life. So,
well, yeah, it's your whole job, you know? I mean, that's totally understandable.
Yeah. But you two have also made really beautiful planty spaces. And like that is so important to like display them in a way that you're proud. Not just on like...
Or that you like want to be around them.
Yes.
You know, because I was thinking about, for me, like lately, it was kind of a struggle, like being in the kitchen. Like it's such a bright space in the kitchen. So it was beautiful upstairs, but like I would just kind of walk past it and be like, I have all this stuff to do. I should film it, but I can't do that now because there's people here. And it would just be like this, I'll do it later type thing, you know? So then I found myself just not even looking at my plants for a few days. Like I just didn't even, because I knew there was stuff to do, and it was like almost an overwhelming thing, you know? Yeah. But since I brought them downstairs, like... they're pruned, they're watered. We got new LECA nutrient water and all the LECA like it's just they're just ultimately like in a better state down there. Even though it's so much darker down there, it doesn't matter because I have the grow lights, but it's just it's a better place for them to be, for me and for them, you know? Yeah.
You've created an environment that makes it nice for you to also be in, so you're more inclined to do it. It's not overwhelming and like crazy all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm already telling Jay, like in the next 3.5, 4 years, when we decide to buy a house, like I'm looking for a sunroom. Like that is on the list. I don't want to budge on it. Yep. That needs to be in whatever house we buy. And he agrees. He loves the plants being down there, and he loves house plants in general. So he's like, oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. You know? Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking too, while we're on the mental health thing, I know we're going to wrap it up soon here, but I take a bath like almost every day. Just like you, Becca, we're bath people. I wish you could find a bathtub, Adam, that was big enough for you to fit in, because I'm sure you'd be in a bath too.
Yeah, if I find a bathtub in my life that I fit in comfortably, for sure would do it.
You need one of those like super big deep soakers.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, that's like built into a shower so you can overflow it. Yes.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah, those are nice.
No limit on water capacity. Ooh.
Yeah.
Just using up resources left and right.
Yeah, maybe not while you're living in Arizona. Gotta have to say that. I'm sorry. My water anxiety could not take that.
But I was thinking of bringing some plants, like some pothos, into my mom's bathroom, because she enjoys houseplants too. I just feel like she doesn't decorate with them or know enough about them, like care-wise, to really maintain plants in a space like that. But her bathroom has skylights. It's so bright and airy that pothos would thrive in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My parents have a pothos right above their bathtub, and there's like a south window, like a high south window, and it is literally like all the leaves face up. It's the most beautiful pothos I've ever seen. So like,
yeah,
you should do it.
Do it. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. That's the one thing that bathroom's missing, is some plants.
Exactly.
But anyway, do you guys have anything else to add with this?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to find out what your guys' we'll start negative first. The one thing that really kind of, with houseplants, that does not lead to self-care. And then also maybe one thing, or not self-care, but the one that really like just dwindles the happiness out of you, and then the other one is like what's the one thing you do with plants that just like always will bring you joy? Is that too deep?
No. I think the one thing that brings me down, I notice, is when I have like an abundance of plants that it gets overwhelming and I can't care for them. I've been in that situation a couple times and I was like, okay, time to downsize or give away or, pitch the ones that are just not doing well and I can't care for. That kind of brings me to a place, because if a plant is dying, it's like, yeah, that's stressful. But like, I feel like we're so far along in our plant journey where we know how to propagate, we know how to, help a dying plant, or even purchasing another one. Like that's fine. Like it's feasible, So I think that for me, that's what that is.
And the happy one?
Oh, and the happy one. The thing that makes me the happiest is probably just with my plants, like being in my space now and just being able to easily like assess them and make more videos on them. Like literally the past couple of weeks, I've been like kind of, when you get into a creative rut, I feel like I've come out of that rut. So I feel like with them being down there, it's just like opened up these possibilities for me,
Switching up your space.
Yeah, I always get that whenever I rearrange. And like as an adult, I just don't rearrange enough. Like when I was a kid, I would rearrange my bedroom all the time. But I think about it, and I never had a TV in my bedroom. So like I never had to worry about things like that of like, so I could the possibilities were endless for rearranging. And now I feel like as we've gotten adults, like, okay, well, the TV can really go only in this like one spot.
Right.
So you're really like, the creativity has dwindled, I feel like. But
Yeah. No TV in the room. That's the lesson here.
Yeah. Well, I don't usually watch TV in the bedroom, but yeah.
I never did growing up. I never had a TV. And then Daniel, I started dating him and he did. And that's when it went downhill for me. But we don't have a TV in our bedroom now. And it's been great. I don't miss it at all. I mean, sometimes, yes. Yeah. But then I could watch something on my laptop. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Becca?
The soul-sucking thing with houseplants for me is watering them. It really is like sometimes if I'm in a really great mental space, then it doesn't bother me. But if I'm neutral or I'm bad, it just sucks all of the life out of me. Like it's January 12th. I haven't watered a lot of my plants since before Christmas. So we have lost a few soldiers.
Have you heard of this new substrate called pawn? Just kidding.
Becca's not budging.
That's cute.
On the soil free.
No, my one plant that is in pawn is fine with this treatment. No, it's the plant room really, and those pots are a lot bigger, so the plants aren't like suffering. They're fine. They look a little thirsty, but they're fine. But I've definitely let it go a little too far, and then in this tomorrow, I probably will have to take care of it before I lose them. But yeah, it sucks my soul. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's not
very
fun.
time consuming.
It's time consuming. Yeah. It's just, ugh. But yeah, what brings it back for me is rearranging. We all have the same one. It's rearranging. Anytime I ever am feeling really stagnant with my collection, I just change the way things are set up. And that always brings me back because I'm noticing plants in different ways, or like this plant I haven't paid attention to besides to water it for months, and then now it's up front and center and I remember how beautiful it is. So just kind of like reminds me of how much I love my plants. And then also like tossing the ones that are sucking my energy feels so good every time. I never regret it. Never.
Yeah
So
I love that. Well, for me, Adam? I feel like the one that I hate the most, well, of course, like I feel like a common one for all of us would just be like anytime we discover pests, like of course that's going to be like the worst.
Yeah.
But as far as like day to day, not an event like that. And and it doesn't necessarily have to do with my house plants, but organizing the house plant, like the pots that I'm not using, the supplies. I hate it. So I have like piles of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll go through these moments where I'm like, okay, I'll organize that. We have a video on our YouTube channel of us organizing our plant spaces, but
Yes.
did it stay that way very long? No, it did not. But I think that I'm at a point now where I like, because I was in a weird, you know, some of these pots are for soil. Am I going to use them ever? I didn't know, but now I just know that I'm not going to. If I haven't touched it in a year, there's no reason it needs to stay there. There's no reason that I need to keep holding on to it. So that's going to be a goal for me, but to like make me happier. And then my good one, I think anytime seeing a plant grow, like a new plant grow, or like like one of my plants doing something they haven't done before, like a Hoya that hasn't bloomed before grows a peduncle and starts blooming. I mean,
ultimate joy.
And I think that's also why I love propagating so much. And I have like 8 prop boxes, like packed to the brim, but that's also because of the shop, but a little bit because of my personal stuff. And I love checking on those all the time, like daily. Like, ooh, am I seeing a new root like poking towards the cup? Am I seeing a new growth nub starting like that? Propagating just like always rejuvenates my soul, I feel like, every time.
I found shoe boxes at IKEA. Right. Not one that's, go south. I found shoe boxes at IKEA, pretty similar to the ones from the Container Store, and I bought 2 more and propagated, like I said, a bunch of stuff today. So like I have 3 now, and I'm so excited to check on them. I found a whole brick of sphagnum moss in my drawer, and I'm like, I forgot I even had this.
Nice.
So I went to town.
Very exciting. I think I'm going to buy a brick of sphagnum moss. I haven't bought one in probably like 3 years. I think I'm going to. I said I wasn't going to anymore, but it's so good for propagating. I really like it.
Yeah.
And it lasts forever. It lasts I never find myself throwing any away.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's been really spent, and I've propagated quite a few, and their like roots are just grown in there. You can't get it out. But I haven't bought any new stuff in probably 3 years too. Like, this is an old brick of moss. So it lasts forever.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in again this week and being here with us. We love you all very much. If you have some time, go leave us a review over on whatever podcast player you listen on. Apple specifically, maybe. We know there's a lot of you guys here. We see you. We love you again. We want to hear from you. So just leave us a review. 5 stars only. Thank you. We'll accept some 4s, but let's not get crazy, okay? You can follow us over on Instagram at Potted Together. Definitely go check us out this week if you're in the San Diego area, because we might be doing some stuff. And we'll post about it over there. You can also follow us individually at My Clean Leaves, at Not Dude, and at De La Plants. And head over to our Patreon if you want some more chatty episodes like this one, because I think we started getting into the topic about 15 minutes in, but that's okay. That's okay. A lot of it contained plant content.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Well, what are we, 3 weeks ahead right now or 4 weeks ahead?
Well, this is the 5th episode.
It'll be episode 5.
Maria's the end of January. I just edited the 4th episode, which will be the first week of February.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. This will be...
So I think that this... Yeah.
Around that time.
So, yeah. Around that time.
Sorry. Second guessing.
Yeah, I would hate for this to go up and it was like last week,
Oh, but it is going to be. It's going to be the day we all leave.
Is it?
The 13th, isn't it?
Yeah.
The first week in February is 6th. It's okay.
Shit.
You know what?
Huh. Maybe I can take that. Maybe I could take that chunk and put it into episode 4.
Or we just release this one before that one. I don't know. That might get old. That might get a little hairy. No, it's fine. You know what? If you're not following our Instagram, it's your loss, all right? We've told you every episode, okay? Every single episode.
Yes.
We can't be expected to keep it all straight, all right? We're a few weeks ahead. It's confusing.
It's so confusing, and we don't have a management team yet, okay? Goals for 2023. All right, yeah, go check us out on Patreon. Join that Patreon, because this is the reason we're able to travel in the first place, and we truly appreciate each and every one of you.
And we're going to be bringing you the content.
Yes. Okay, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. From their innovative ceramic materials to sexy automatic divers, from ultra-thin dress watches to solar-powered statement pieces, and everything in between, Movement is making sure you're the good gifter this year for your family, your friends, or for yourself. And now you can take advantage of 30 to 50% off Movement's California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories to get them a gift they'll never forget. With fast, free shipping and returns and amazing bang for your buck, Movement makes for a relaxed shopping experience. And with one-size-fits-all watches, it's an easy, elegant gifting experience too. Shop 30 to 50% off now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.